In the next few months, people are going to be making a bunch of money with Framer, and in this video I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to also show you step by step how you can capitalize on the same opportunity. So my name is Nandi, this is Framer University, and let's get started. Okay, so I made a few notes that I'm going to be reading here, so if I'm looking down, yeah, that's why I'm doing that. So first of all, what is the reason, like why are people making so much money with Framer, especially in the next few months? Well, let me show you a few reasons. First of all, Jorn, the founder of Framer, as you can see it on my little screen, have started going crazy on Twitter. So as you can see, people have started posting these tweets that, hey, Framer community, I'm taking a personal commitment to reach X amount, let's say 20,000 with my business, blah, 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 using Framer in the next few months or, by the end of the year. And Jorn have started reposting these, and he's like giving these people 10% bonus if they hit that goal. And all they have to do is to just share weekly updates with the Framer Challenge hashtag, and also wrap it up with a short video showcasing the results. And if you scroll down on Jorn's feed, that's all you're gonna see. He's just reposting this, and yeah, it's just crazy. So I think if you wanted to try out Framer, if you wanted to make money with Framer, I think this is a great opportunity for you, or just a little motivation to start. But this is just one of the reasons. Another reason is that the community is booming. Like, this is also an example, but if you go to Twitter, or I think Twitter mainly, because Framer users are mainly on Twitter, but the community around Framer on Twitter especially is super strong. So like you can make a post and you're gonna have a bunch of people commenting and supporting you. So yeah, it's just crazy. The product itself, Framer, is improving constantly. They are releasing updates that are like crazier and crazier. And yeah, they just continuously, give us features that we actually need. And on top of all of these, Framer also secured $100 million in funding recently, which basically means that, they'll be growing even more because, all that money will be going towards, creating better features and yeah, just growing more. And if a product is growing, that basically means that more people are coming to it, more that means more clients, that means more buyers for your templates. So yeah, everything is just great. And I think this is just a great opportunity for you to now start and kind of just ride this wave and really capitalize on this opportunity. But how do you ride the wave, right? So you might be asking this, and for the rest of the video, I'm gonna show you what I would personally do if I wanted to ride the wave. I'm already riding it for the past couple of years, but yeah, this is what I would do if I started right now. Well, first of all, what you have to make sure, of course, is that you set the goal, since Jorn is going crazy. So let's just first share a tweet, something like this, something like Jesse shared. Just set a goal for yourself. It can be $10,000, $20,000, whatever, and just share it with the Framer Challenge hashtag, and hopefully Jorn's gonna notice it, and he's gonna add that 10% bonus if you reach that goal. This also helps with accountability, because now you're sharing this online. Everyone is seeing that you set this goal, and you're like, okay, now I really have to do something. I really have to stay consistent because people are watching, and it will be slightly embarrassing if I don't keep going, right? So this is a really, really great way to like help yourself with the accountability. So yeah, just set the goal, and hopefully Jorn's gonna jump in. Now the next thing is that you basically have two things that you can do. You have two routes. You can make money by selling templates, or you can make money by building websites for clients. There are also some other ways, like building plugins, components, little resources that you can sell, but I think the main two things are templates and freelancing, and creating client sites, because yeah, these are I think the main ways you can make money. You can, sell components for $5, but you're not really going to make, too much money with that. So let's first talk about freelancing. When you're freelancing, you can make money faster because, you can just get a client. I don't know, maybe it's a $4,000 or $5,000 project, and they pay 50%. You already have $2,000 or $2,500 in your pocket. You just do the project 1 or 2 weeks, you get the rest, and you made $5,000 or $4,000 or whatever was the project cost. So it's quick. On the other, and also one more thing about this is that you're making money quick, but you're also kind of selling your time. So it's not really scalable unless you start hiring people, and then you're able to take on more projects. But that's a completely different story. You also have to be dealing with clients and stuff like that. It's also not passive. So you have to keep working with clients to keep making money. Now, on the other hand, templates are, in my opinion, a little bit better off an opportunity because, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't really like messing around with clients. So I just like, I'm not building templates, but I think that's something I would prefer if I wasn't building from university. Because templates are, something that you can build up a little slower. So it's not going to be like an instant money in your pocket. However, you're not selling your time. You're just creating a template. You're creating it for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then you release it. And then from that point, you start making passive income with that because you just put it on the Framer marketplace, and the Framer marketplace keeps generating the traffic for you. And again, we can go back to the point where, Framer has $100 million in founding. So, the marketplace is also growing. They're coming up with like better features for the marketplace and everything. So, more and more traffic is just coming to it, and you just have more and more sales. So, yeah, templates I think is a really, really great way to make some money. So, here's how I would do it. I would start with templates and only do freelancing later. And let me explain why I would do it this way. Well, first of all, you can start building templates even if you don't have a portfolio, right? So maybe you are someone who hasn't worked with clients yet. Maybe you can use Framer and you can build websites, but you haven't really built any for clients just yet. And if you start building a template, then it means that, you can also share your progress on Twitter as you're building that. You can just build it in public. A great example for that is Hamza. So you can see Hamza's account. He is basically just sharing updates whenever he starts building a new template. As you can see, onto the next Framer template. And you can see it's nothing special. Like, you just post something like this and you get 12,000 views and a bunch of likes and a bunch of comments. And I'm not saying that you should do this because you're going to get a bunch of sales once you release a template because you posted about it on Twitter. Because I think most of the buyers actually come from the Framer marketplace. And also some of my friends who are building templates, they say the same. However, you still kind of build up an account on Twitter. Like, as you can see, Hamza also has a bunch of followers. You can see 12K, which is pretty good. And I think the reason why you should actually share your work and share the progress of your template as you're building it is because then you build up again a following, and then if your work is good, clients will just naturally reach out to you. And then later, if you decide that, okay, I also want to try out some freelance projects, I want to work for some clients, you can also do that. But again, you can just simply start with creating a template and then releasing it on the Framer marketplace. Also, if you have already created a template, now you actually have sort of like a portfolio item, even if you haven't built sites for clients yet, because once someone will come to you based on your tweets and they're like, oh, okay, I like some of these snippets that you have on your profile, but can you show me something that you have built? And you're, yeah, I can send over this, template to you, check it out. And they were like, oh yeah, that looks really great. Let's work together and let's do something together. So yeah, but you may be asking, okay, that's great. I can start with a template, even if I have no, prior experience with, client projects and stuff like that, even though I can use Framer. But how can I make sure that my template is successful? How can I build a template that sells well? And, the template is something that actually gets approved and it gets in the marketplace. So yeah, how can you make sure that, it happens? Well, let me give you a few tips. Well, the first thing that I will tell you is that you should be reading the template requirements on Framer's website before doing anything. I'm going to leave a link in the description, but if I forget, you can just search for template requirements Framer on Google. You're going to probably find it. So yeah, they have a bunch of requirements, a bunch of guidelines, best practices that you should follow. So this is the bare minimum when you're submitting a template. If you're not making sure that these are actually implemented, you're just going to be rejected instantly. So yeah, you really have to be careful about making sure that everything that is here is implemented. Now, the next thing is that I can actually show you a little tweet right here. I think this is really helpful. It was just one of my tweets that I posted. Very few people realize this. You can have no social media presence, put together a template, make a bunch of money. Basically, that's the point of the template. And I had a comment here somewhere. Hopefully I'm going to find it. Yeah, here it is. So can you share a link to a template that blah, blah, blah. Mine is making not too much in the first 2 weeks on the Framer marketplace. And I'm like, okay, drop your template and I'll let you know why you're not seeing the results. So then I just saw the template. This is it. Let me show you. As you can see, it's called Mona Lisa, and it's just a simple personal brand. Oh, actually, yeah, it wasn't the personal brand launch kit. I think it was something else, but it seems like he implemented my feedback that I gave him, which I'm going to also tell you a little bit later. But yeah, I just want to show you the basic template. So as you can see, it's just a simple portfolio. We can preview this. It's pretty clean, but yeah, honestly it's nothing crazy. It's just a simple portfolio site. My feedback to him was that let's just read this. So first of all, I think that the template was too simple. So if the marketplace already has a bunch of templates similar to this one or similar to the one that you're building, like I don't know, a personal portfolio, you cannot really expect crazy results, or it's just gonna get lost among all those different portfolio templates. So that was the first thing that I noticed. And also I think when it comes to a template, it has to have some sort of wow factor. People are scrolling on the marketplace. Let's just actually open the marketplace, maybe this personal section here. People are going to be scrolling here, and these thumbnails act as it's I don't know, a billboard. It has to catch your attention to click on it. So first you have to win the click of the viewer and then the sale, of course. So somehow you have to make sure that your template has a wow effect, and it has a wow effect that you can display on this little image somehow. So for example, here I think this this image of this girl, I think it just really makes it pop, and it just, I don't know, pulls you in, and you're like, oh, actually let me check this, and then you might or might not like it. But yeah, you have to really make sure that it has some, I don't know, something that pulls you in and makes you click on the template. So yeah, I think this is why a wow factor is important. Again, to make sure that you have, it just helps with creating a banner image that gets clicked. But also something that I have not written here is I also think that it, if the wow factor is something that the customer likes, or the potential customer likes, they can really fixate on the template. They might just find a template that is actually not that great, but they see a little, I don't know, background animation or something that they really like, and they're just going to buy the template because of that. So potentially you can just sell a template just because of your one wow factor. So yeah. Okay, so the third point that I've written here is that the offer was weak. and potentially it is still weak. I don't know if he adjusted any of that. But it was a paid template. Now it's a free template. But yeah, what I mean by offer is that, I don't think that it's that great if you're just selling a template. You're just saying that, hey, here's a portfolio for you, and basically that's it. I think you somehow have to think about how you can make it more than just a template. So what I would do is I would just find some sort of problem that the customer is facing, and I would create an all-round solution to that problem. So as you can see, for example, here I was just writing that maybe if you're building a portfolio site, you should be looking for some problems that the creatives who are buying these templates are facing. So maybe you give them some extra guides on how to present the work that they have, or turn their leads into clients, or give them 4 to 5 variations for website social images, or even a simple video tutorial that walks them through the editing process of the template. So these little things can really add up and create an offer, because if you just have a template, that's not really an offer. An offer is something that I have a template, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that, a bunch of things on top of the template. And so when someone is looking at your template or another template, they cannot even be compared, because yours is such a bigger offer that it's just a no-brainer that they're gonna go with that one, because it just simply solves their problem, and the other one is just a template that might look great. So yeah, again, really important, make sure that you actually think of your templates as solutions, and really put them together like little packages that contain more than just a template. As you can see, another thing that I was writing here is that it doesn't really have any angle. Yeah, this was the original title, Best Personal Minimalist Portfolio. And I was like, that sounds pretty boring. It's not really interesting. So I was like, maybe you can frame your template in a different way to, make it look like, something new. When people are buying things, they want to feel like that they're buying some new, exciting thing. So, and it can be hard, especially when you're creating a portfolio site, that actually, I think you shouldn't really be creating a portfolio site template, because it's just inherently a boring thing. Or maybe it's just me, but yeah, probably you can make it interesting, but it's just a little harder. But yeah, this is one of the harder parts of creating a template, because you not only have to create a template, develop it, and make sure that it's easily customizable, but you also have to think about the offer, the angle, and all these different things to make sure that it's actually selling well. So how can we make sure that it looks something new, something interesting? I said that maybe you can frame it as some sort of new unique opportunity, or as part of something bigger, maybe a personal brand launch kit. And I think that's why he changed the name here to personal brand launch kit. But just by changing it to personal brand launch kit, that's not really going to make it a personal brand launch kit, because you're going to have to provide additional things in order to make it a launch kit. But yeah, as I said, you should just try to give it a personality, or a unique narrative, so it feels special. Yeah, so I think these are some of the things that you really have to be paying attention to when you're creating a template. And one other thing that is not mentioned here is the quality of the template, because I think the quality is actually not bad. I haven't looked into the actual project, but it's pretty simple, so you cannot really mess this up. But it's great quality. I don't see any weird behavior or weird glitching or whatever anywhere, which is great. But that's the number one thing that you have to be paying attention to, that your template is actually great quality, it doesn't have weird glitches and weird things on the website. And lastly, I also want to mention that please do not be one of those people who start complaining on Twitter when they get rejected, because whenever you don't succeed, you always have to remember that the only one to blame is yourself. So if if something happens, like you got rejected, learn and improve the template. Do not post on Twitter that, hey, I got rejected and it's like unacceptable because my template is this, blah, blah, blah. No, like you got rejected. Now you have to go and learn, improve, and submit it again. That's it. Do not waste your time by tweeting it down because it doesn't make any sense. And it also makes you look a little silly, right? Because other people who are already on the level where they can easily just submit a template and it gets approved right away, just makes you look a little bit silly. Like, they just look at your template and they clearly see that, yeah, it's actually a template that shouldn't be accepted because it still has a room for improvement. So you just have to, like, if you post something, don't be complaining, just be like, hey, it got rejected. They did not really give me like any specific feedback. Can you guys like tell me what's wrong with my portfolio? And you just leave, or sorry, not your portfolio, but your template. You just leave a link and you get feedback. People are going to be writing a bunch of things that you can improve, and you sit down and improve. Or maybe you're already on the template or on the marketplace, but you're not making sales. In that case, you can still improve. Like you can improve the offer. Like you can think about, okay, I'm on the marketplace. Let's say my quality of the template is great, but I'm not making enough sales. Can I like do something? Like, can I make the wow effect better? Can I change the banner image so people are more likely to click it when they are scrolling on the marketplace? Can I do something like about the offer? Can I make it more appealing? Like, can I put more things into the package? Like maybe like a little tutorial video, like customizing it, or maybe, I don't know, like whatever, like something that actually helps your customer achieve something. Or, if your offer is already good and all these things are already great, you can still do something about the angle. You can switch it up. You can, you can have a different angle always. You can have the same product, but by marketing it from a different angle, you might see better results. So yeah, all you have to remember is that you can always do more. So if you don't see yourself succeed, just think about that and try doing more. So yeah, basically that's it for this video. I really do hope that it was helpful and it gave you some ideas or inspiration or motivation, and hopefully not only your friends will be making a bunch of money in the next few months with Framer, but also you. So yeah, jump on this wave and take advantage of the opportunity and make some money. That's it for this video. Make sure to comment if you have any questions or I don't know, any ideas or whatever related to this topic. And yeah, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.